So I've been rocking a late 2016 base model MacBook Pro, no touch bar, for the last 5 years. And even though Apple released their M1 MacBook Pros and MacBook Air last year, which had better battery life, better performance, and ran cooler, I was this close to updating to the M1 MacBook Pros, but I didn't. And I'm so glad I didn't, because that was Apple's first take on their in-house silicon for their MacBooks. And even though it had awesome battery life, they're gonna knock it out of the park with these new M1X Macbook Pros that should be announced late October, early November this year. So what can we expect from these new chips? You're obviously gonna get that best-in-class battery life from that in-house Apple silicon. Apple may not create the most powerful chips, but they do create the most power efficient chips, meaning they don't need as much RAM, they don't need as much power, but they still perform great and they beat a lot of the competition. On both the 14-inch and 16-inch models, we're gonna be looking at mini LED QHD displays at 120 Hz. We're also gonna be getting an updated 1080p FaceTime camera, because nowadays people are inside, people are FaceTiming more, and it's about time that Apple update that FaceTime camera from 720p. It's just not acceptable in 2021. We're getting rid of the touch bar this year, and we're keeping Touch ID in the keyboard. On the 14-inch model, you're looking at about 20 hours of battery life, and on the bigger model, you're looking at about 15, which is still best in class, but 20 hours of battery life. Like, you could literally work all day, not charge your laptop, and then work the next day, all day. Like, it's absolutely insane what Apple's doing with these chips. The battery optimization is absolutely insane. And after seeing the M1 MacBook Pros, and I didn't upgrade because I didn't need to, but just seeing the battery life, I thought if I hold out for the M1X MacBook Pros, I'm gonna get that much better performance, and I'm gonna get that much better battery life. And it seems like Apple is gonna give us that this year. We also have 3 things that are coming back to the MacBook Pros, which is MagSafe, HDMI, and SD card slot. Now, me personally, I try to live a wire-free life as much as possible. So I don't use HDMI, I don't use SD card slots. All my YouTube videos are filmed on my iPhone. But for those of you who are professionals who want to film YouTube videos, who need to have those ports, Apple's going to be bringing that back on their Pro models, which is awesome. The base 14-inch model of the MacBook Pros is going to come in 8 and 16 gigabytes of RAM, whereas the bigger size, the 17-inch model, is going to have 16 to 64 gigabytes of RAM. Me personally, as somebody who edits YouTube videos, I'm going to need the more RAM, so I'm probably going to go for the bigger model this year. Now, my only gripe with these new laptops that Apple's going to ship this year, which is rumored to have 256 gigabytes on the base 14-inch model. In my opinion, that is unacceptable. It's 2021. We need at least 1 terabyte minimum on all laptops across the board, and Apple is shipping 125 gigabytes on their base model. Now, I know these are Pro devices. I know most Pro people edit off of external SSDs or external hard drives, and a lot of things are in the cloud nowadays, but for a laptop, you need to have at least 1 terabyte, especially if it's going to be a Pro device that people are going to actually use to their full potential. And as these laptops fill up, they're going to get slower. So Apple is going to miss the ball if they ship the base model with less than at least 1 terabyte, in my opinion. But seeing all the other features that they're going to bring a better display, better FaceTime camera, better keyboard, retaining Touch ID, HDMI, MagSafe, and SD card slot with better battery life and better performance. I could probably let that slide, the storage thing, but in my opinion, if they're gonna do it, I want them to do it right across the board, not just with the higher end 16-inch models. So let me know in the comments, are you gonna upgrade to the new M1X MacBook Pros? What laptop are you rocking right now? Are you rocking Windows? Are you rocking a MacBook? Let me know what model you have, and I'll see you guys in the next one.